Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Yeah. Take it on a hard dude. You coming here to laugh? Is that what you come here for? This morning, I'm having my coffee. Oh, coffee, 5 hours. Oh. You gotta love this man. I haven't mentioned that in a while, but you gotta love this man, right? Just off the wall energy. I like, you know. Anyway, good morning, folks. It is Friday, your favorite day of the week. November 10th, 2023. It is observed as Veterans Day today, or recognized, what the fuck, celebrated. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, but because here in America, getting off, if you can, from work, getting off, no laughing, it's not a laughing matter, getting the day off from work is a priority. So today is being celebrated as Veterans Day, but tomorrow is Veterans Day, and I guess that means I should show my appreciation for Veterans Day, although I would do it tomorrow if we had a show. We don't have a show because I'm naturally off on, but I'll be doing a gig anyway for veterans. Does that help? Is that helpful? Probably not. And I'll also be doing a VA show for veterans, and I don't salute well, so anyway, you can judge me on that all you want. Willie will be late this morning. What's this fucking that's fine. Willie needs his rest. He needs his beauty sleep because the ladies all love Willie. So we appreciate that. He needs his beauty sleep. My friend Carl needs some love. Send Carl some love. That's all I'm going to say. Just send Carl some love. He seems to be a little blue. That's all I'm going to say. And when I say blue, I don't mean he works blue, although he does work blue, which I never understand how, talking about things sexual or how that equates to blue. It should be red. It should be red, right? Red light district, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's Friday. Anyway, I want to say we have a good show for you, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to say we have a sucky show for you. Ohio-based comedian Autumn Carper will be our first guest in the first hour. Autumn is a young woman who seems to have been in the comedy game a short time. One of these people who had an epiphany during the pandemic, I guess, said, you know what? I'm funny. I want to be funny. I'm going to be funny. She'll be the guest in the first hour. In the second hour, Darlene Green, who wants to help you take charge of your own health. How about that? How about that? Is it too late for a guy like me to take charge of your own health? Now, she does something with stem cells, and I don't know what it is. I don't exactly know what the hell she does with stem cells. Just looks at them and says, "That's a nice stem cell." Um, we haven't heard a lot of outrage about stem cells since George W. Bush was president, but especially even in this era where the Roe v. Wade stuff and abortion stuff, there the bottom line was to get stem cells, they had to take them out of embryos, and the Christian right did not like that. They thought that was murder. I don't know if we've made progress on harvesting stem cells that people don't consider murder, or far right people don't consider murder. So uh, there you go. Anyway, today in 1975, the legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. You know what I'm saying? The boat went down. The big boat. Gordon Lightfoot, big boat. Edmund Fitzgerald sunk today in 1975. Still a mystery. I've never really. I'm an ocean guy, and I know those lakes are big, and they feel like oceans. And the boats certainly look like an ocean liner, mm, a freight boat that goes on the ocean. But I don't. I've never understood how you could lose stuff on a lake. If you've been on the ocean, you understand how you could lose boats on the ocean. A lake. I think of a lake. I think of a rowboat. Summer day. Groucho Marx. Everyone says I love you. That kind of. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? Listen. It's Friday morning. I get to wake up before before I go on. I should get to wake up. Um, Scientists believe they have found the real Noah's Ark. You believe it? Do you believe it? I'm not sure I believe it, but on Mount, what is it? The Mount. What the hell's the name of the fucking mountain? Ararat in Turkey. Did I say fucking already? I was trying to wait. We're 7 minutes in. Okay, I could say fucking now. Uh, Archaeologists believe they have discovered the final location of Noah's Ark on Turkey's Mount Ararat. Well, the book says that was the final location. So it's not like, oh, wow, what a surprise. It's exactly where they said it would be. Um, no, I don't know. On the top of a mountain, a boat shaped debris area that seems to have got mammal remains and things like that shouldn't be there. But we've heard this claim, at least in my lifetime, probably 100 times. Oh, we found Noah's Ark. And then it turns out to be, no, you didn't. You didn't find anything. You found dirt on top of a mountain, rocks on top of a mountain, which I hate to break it to you. That's kind of expected. Dirt and rocks on the top. Whoa, that's a big breakthrough you got there. Farouk Kaya, AICU voice rector professor. They're just making these fucking titles up now. Says that analyzing rocks and soil from the uniquely shaped area on the mountain shows human activity in the region, time to the years following the flood in the legend of Noah's Ark. In terms of dating, it is stated that there was life in this region as well. Kaya says, according to the Daily Mail, uh, this was revealed in the laboratory results. So I don't know if you care. Do you care? Do you care about Noah's Ark, 2x2, and all that kind of stuff? Probably not. The other big story this is from Popular Mechanics, by the way. A nearby kilonova explosion could end all life on Earth. That's all I want to say about that. A nearby kilonova explosion could end all life on Earth. Don't worry. You'll be fine. You're not really fucking alive anyway. Speaking of not alive, GD is here. Willie is. I'm assuming Willie's alive. I know he planned on getting up late today because he does need his beauty rest. But GD is here. Let's say hi to GD. Good morning, GD.
Good morning. Mine dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I get the shits.
Now, do you think they drank Mind Dog coffee on Noah's Ark?
Well, I don't think it was Noah's Ark. I don't think he ever made the final payment. I think it was still,
It was the Banks Ark?
yeah, I still think it was the Banks Ark. I don't think Noah had time to make the final payment.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, no, 40 days, 40 nights. That's not a lot of time
yeah,
to get
that's
all the
not. No,
final.
it's not. And
He
then,
probably didn't make the first payment.
yeah, because he's probably thinking the banks aren't going to be here anyway. So, yeah, I'll take the loan. I won't have to pay it back.
So for 2,000 years, at least 2,000 years, they've been looking for this boat on top of a mountain, and they keep claiming they found it. I'm just, in terms of how much money, how much time, how much energy wasted to find this boat, because even if they find a boat, what does it fucking prove?
It proves it wasn't Noah's.
Uh,
Because first of all, they'll find
it
the
had,
deed. They'll probably find the deed. And since the tale of Noah is based on the tales of Gilgamesh, it's probably Gilgamesh's ark, if it's an ark at all.
I would have thought, no one would put it in the wife's name. That would be this if for tax purposes.
That would have been a smart thing, yeah.
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 Well,
Now, and also because they made a movie called In Search of Noah's Ark. I think it was in
right.
the 70s.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to do the story, so I didn't research it. But back then, they said they found pitched wood.
I don't know. It's supposed to be made of gopher wood.
Yeah, but it was treated supposedly
Oh.
like you would if you were making it seafaring, but they couldn't do much more. They ran out of time because of there was some kind of war or something going on over there again.
Oh, yeah, right. And Turkey didn't want any research going on the mountain and all that kind of stuff. Turkey's been hard to work with.
Right. And it is. If you have to, first of all, you have to remember to take all the giblets out before you work with it, and because if you don't, it just messes up the entire recipe.
Yeah. Now, the ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, and the crew and the captain well seasoned.
Now that's according to the historian Gordon Lightfoot.
The great historian.
Sorry, the great historian Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes. Right. The wind and the waves made a tattletale sound. Did you know that? The wind and the waves made a tattletale sound? I know a secret. I'm not telling.
And then one of the other waves goes, bitches get stitches.
Yeah. There's one line in that song where it says, fellas, it's sure good to know ya. It's been good to know you. Whatever that is, I wanted to find that because there's some room for parody. There's a lot of fucking words in this song.
Oh yeah, it's the American Pie of Disaster songs.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's the Canadian Pie. It's Canadian Pie.
See, and that's the song. That's the line. Been good to know you. It's like bye bye, but the Canadians we just say it once. Been good to know ya.
Right. Now today is my 499th episode of the morning show.
Yes.
I don't even know how many years it's been. I think it's been 3 years. I'm not sure.
That's weird. It took you 3 years to get this far. It only takes like 1 year to get almost 600 mass shootings. You are so unproductive.
I know. Well, at the time I started this, I was also doing 7 shows a day, 7 days a week, 2 shows a day, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. every day of the week. So this was the 3rd show I added, and this made it doing 3 shows, but this was only 5 days a week. So I did 2 7 days a week, and then the show 5 days a week. And then I just decided, you know what? Maybe the afternoon show, I'll get rid of that. And then a year after that, I said, maybe I'll pare back the evening show to just Wednesday nights to get where I am today. But for years, I was doing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week, just burning myself out with this nonsense. And that's why I've talked to so many crazy people. And this is where I'm getting to. Darlene Green. I don't want to paint her as crazy yet, but I've talked to a lot of people with a lot of outrageous, extraordinary claims of technologies and things that can heal you and change your life for the better and all that kind of stuff. Got to the point where I just assume everybody's just wrong, just wrong. What's your take on this kind of stuff? Well, you haven't seen all the crazy people I've talked to, but like the stem cell, using your own stem cells to get out of pain, improve your energy, increase the quality of your sleep, reduce systemic inflammation, increase mental clarity, improve your nervous system, lower your anxiety, enhance brain function, improve cardiovascular functions, and elevate your GHK-CU. I don't know what that means.
Good high. I don't know. I don't know. I can't get the K yet.
Do you even
but
care? Are you curious? You don't even. Do you want to live?
No. I'm quite the curious one.
Do you want to live? Do you want to live forever? Do you want to live long? Do you want to?
I am DNA curious. So yeah, I'd like to know what she's got to say. And as a matter of fact, I brought a DNA. Here we go. I brought a DNA strand so that we could talk about it. Damn it, I dropped it. Yeah. I'll have to. It is so hard to keep a hold of it. I can use a piece of tape to pick it up again, but there we go. Now, I have a DNA helix right here. This is a double helix.
I don't
discuss that. We can discuss.
It's too small. I can't really make it out. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's a DNA double helix on here. I also have a single helix. There we go. A single helix right there. And we can discuss how to repair them if she's so inclined.
Yeah. I don't know if she knows about DNA.
Oh, that's what this, because stem cells.
It repairs damaged DNA.
Right.
But the stem cells do that. I don't think she does that. I don't think she just lets them do their work. You know?
Oh, I thought she was like a mechanic. I
think basically she just says, "Go stem cells, go and make them better."
Oh, so it's kind of like nano stem cell technology. You tell the stem cells what to do, and they go in and do it, and you don't know how. Okay, so
you just back off. You just set them free, because if you love somebody, you will set them free.
Of course.
No. Now, I want to
and if you really love them, you'll hunt them down and restrain them.
Right. I want to mention this because we're on this subject of crazy heal everything type of technologies. One of my first sponsors was My Vital C. My Vital C. You can still go there, myvitalc.com/minddog, and get your discount on this stuff. What it is a carbon molecule soaked in olive oil.
Okay.
And you eat it every day. It's supposed to, or take it by dropper. What's it? Olive
repository?
Oil. You could take it as a suppository. You put it in drinks and all that kind of whatever. I don't know if you could see. There's that little thing. You squeeze a few drops out. You can stick it up your ass, under your tongue, drink it, whatever you do.
Can you put it on like 9 sugar cubes and wait for your kid to come along?
I think it's been done. I would probably, guess that has been done at some time. But what it's supposed to do, because they tested it in lab rats, it doubled and tripled the lifespan of a lab rat, and so they think that this will double your lifespan. So you'll live to be 190, average about 80, so you're 160 years old.
That sounds fishy to me, because lab rats, their life is determined on the scientists. It's not like they're out in the wild and you get to find out how long, because in the wild, that's different than in a lab.
Yeah, but the thing is, they had the lab rats for 20, 30 years, 40 years, and they figured out the lab rats live this long. And then once they started giving them that, it doubled that.
Well, the problem is, it sounds like the lab rats. I mean, it sounds like they outlived some of the careers of the people who were supposed to be taking care of them. Once they
No,
started,
no, no. That's how, because that's why they use lab rats, because their lifespan is short enough anyway. So the lab rat's typical lifespan was 2 years. Now it's living 4 years, and they just said, well, that's double in their lifespan. So if we apply that to humans who live 80 years, we can get them to live to 160 years.
or they live to be 82.
Right.
They're not doubling the years.
Right. Maybe it just adds
Years.
2 years to your life.
Years.
That is a definite possibility. So anyway,
It just happens to be double, but it's only 2 years.
right. This is a 30-day supply. Now, they originally, when they back in the day when we were doing this, they sent me like 6 of these, and to try out, and I was doing it every day on the program. And there's a video of me doing it, and I would do it twice a day on the afternoon program and the evening program every single day. And it tastes so fucking awful. It was like misery. And it's like, if I got to do this every day for 140 years, who wants to live eating this crap every day?
That's just it. It tastes so bad, they know you won't continue to do it. So when it doesn't work, they can say, hey, look, we gave you the product. You stop using it.
Well, the fact is, you probably, if you say, "Hey, go, I want my discount," like, oh, they're all dead. They died years ago.
The lab rats ate them.
Yeah, they got eaten by lab rats. Old lab rats, very old lab rats.
Now, I do have a question for you, though. Actually, I asked you the question yesterday about, have you dealt with people who believed in and or analyzed spontaneous human combustion? And you said yes, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So not not on this platform. Oh, back in the radio days, I had people in the studio who had seen people, witnessed spontaneous human combustion, at several different ones, authors of books on it, and they said basically there was no other explanation than they just burst into flames from the interior. Their body chemistry got so hot, the acid within them made them burst into flames, and that was the only, because there was no external heat source, no external what do they call it?
Flammable, combustible.
Yeah, the chemicals that flame. I don't know, and nothing that would induce flame. And so some of these people were just laying in bed. Several books on it. One had like at least 3 or 4 people who were just laying in their bed, no accelerant or any of that kind of stuff around. They just burst into flames. Another person behind the wheel of their car. Of course, cars have gasoline in, but it's in the tank. But this guy's just driving down the street and just burst into flame. 2 people who had survived it, and they supposedly survived it, and they brought one of them into the studio, and they look like my father. My father, I think I mentioned this. My father burnt up really bad stealing jet fuel, but burnt up really, really bad. And he was as dark as you, and people thought I was the son of a black man my whole life. And this guy looked like that. He was just scarred.
Did that affect your credit rating? I'm just teasing.
No, because we didn't have any credit rating to begin with. So no, we were.
When did they start doing credit ratings? I'm sorry, go on with your story. That's
a good question. I don't know. But no, so that's my experience with it. And I never believed it. Believed in I still believed like there had to be something more to it. Like, maybe the guy forgot that he was mowing his lawn and got gas all over his hands or something, something. But just to think that you could just be laying in bed and just burst into flames, I wouldn't buy in it.
Anyway. I was just curious because I had, like I said, I studied back when I was studying to be a minister, and we studied comparative religions and other phenomenon for like 4.5 years. And so we actually spent time with people. Basically, what we did was we tried to push things in a scientific method So like if someone said, I turned water into wine, we say, okay, let's see how you would do that, how this is done, and is it repeatable? Like, oops, we did it once, I can't do it again. And then, that kind of stuff. Where someone says, I could bend a spoon with the power of my mind. It's okay, well, let's see this. And so that's the kind of stuff also we did. We examined things. And one of the things we did was we looked into spontaneous human combustion.
Because you need a little light.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking for a new energy source.
Come on, man, combust. I need a light. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. But the water into wine stuff, you can buy that in a magic store. You can go buy that trick.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste the same.
Well, here's the thing with the miracle from the Jesus thing, right? The people were already drunk for 3 days by the time he did that.
That's true.
You're so fucking. You think you can if it tastes like Kool-Aid and it's colored like that? That's wine, man. It doesn't matter. You're fucking loaded anyway. You've been drinking for 3 days. You can't tell the difference. You can't. I definitely think there is some basis for conjecture on that's probably. I think a lot of the stories from the Bible are probably based in reality, in the fact that that's how people perceive them. Like,
right, and that's what we did. We looked at the quote miracles to see. Okay, but we're looking at things that we say happened, but we weren't there to see it, and so we're trying to explain it in retrospect.
Right. Willie's in the chat room, and he says he ties Noah's Ark to the Edmund Fitzgerald. Now, what if a great grandson of Noah was the captain of the Edmund Fitzgerald? That would explain how it could go down on a lake.
Yeah. Now, but Willie's theory is that he didn't Christian the boat, the stern. And now the problem is that in theory, Noah's Ark would have been a cube and not like pointed, because he wouldn't have been. There's no way to navigate. He doesn't know where he's going. You don't need a front or a back. You just need to float. So you wouldn't know which end to hit anyway.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think he was navigating. He just trust the Lord to kind of bring the boat.
There's no point in having a front end. It's like
you got to trust in the Lord, man. You got to trust in the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find out about that on Sunday. Will you be at church or?
I'll be in the backgrounds. I'll be around. I'll be in the pew. Pew pew pew
Yep.
pew.
Looks like Autumn Carper is blowing us off. I'm not.
That's a shame, because I actually had to watch all of her material.
all 2 videos.
You found 2? I only found 1.
Well, I found 2. I found one on YouTube, and then there's a booking page. Book your whatever. The one on the booking page is far better than the one on YouTube.
I did not see that one. I would have. Okay.
That's what I was going to lecture her on. I was going to subtly try to kind of suggest that you get rid of the one on YouTube and take that one that's on that booking agent page and put that on YouTube, because that's the one.
I couldn't understand a good chunk of the audio.
That's the other thing. I definitely want to kind of get through to comedians is, if the audio is no good and we can't hear your fucking jokes, you can just take a still of you on stage to let us know you've been on stage. If we can't hear the jokes, it's not going to be funny. And
matter of fact, my wife says, "You listen to that? You already listened to it?" I said, "Honey, I listened to it 3 times because I couldn't understand a word the first 2 minutes. I couldn't understand." I said, "I know she's a teacher. She never mentioned what subject." But
even with the captions on, I couldn't fucking make out what.
Oh, you had captions. I didn't. It's funny. I don't like to use captions only because I know with my own comedy that the way I use words and syllables and homonyms, closed caption just gives up, and it ruins. If you're looking at if you're trying to read what it is I'm saying, you're missing the joke. You're not paying attention. And it really isn't funny.
Kelly actually commented on how AI fucked up your caption, not yours, the Rev's captions on one of those clips that I posted, because I let Premiere's AI do it, and it was like changing words for like and to end, and nominous, and it just said and. When you said anonymous, it said and family. I was like, the fuck? So really, the caption will fuck people up, and nothing is funny when you're just changing the words.
Yeah, yeah,
the words are kind of important.
yeah. So I don't like to watch comedy with that because there's some people they're using misdirection and things like that. At least I do. I can't speak for
No,
all
I,
comedians.
I I hear what you're saying, but for me, I really can't. If I can't read their lips, if it's dark and they're really small and it's shot from the back of the stage, there's no way I can see their lips, and the sound is as bad as that was, where you're hearing all crowd noise and air noise and all that kind of stuff. I can't, so I need the captions to at least give me some sense of what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, it's fun. I do the occasional song parodies on stage, and I did one and I posted it, and it got like I said, I'm not like I'm not I don't have like a lot of followers and a lot of fans on the social media, so I'm not surprised when I mean back in the day I used to do good numbers, and then I found out I had 3 different YouTube channels, which I didn't know I had 3 different YouTube channels because because YouTube kept creating them for me. And I was just uploading, not realizing that I was like uploading. And I'm like, where? I thought I uploaded that video. And
Yeah.
so eventually I consolidated everything and I lost all of those views. So I'm starting from scratch. But one lady, I'm telling you this because one lady had said to me, I think the song is funny, but I am hearing impaired. Can you put captions on there for me? And so I put the lyrics, I went through the video and I typed the lyrics in, not closed caption. I typed the lyrics in and posted it just for this lady. But I got a good response and I've been like putting in the lyrics ever since. Now I started for one person who says, I can't hear you. I hear people laughing, but I don't know why they're laughing. So it's just real funny to me.
They're laughing because they couldn't hear either. Now, maybe you do a song parody of Edmund Fitzgerald, although it's a lot of words.
It is a lot of words, and I try to keep to the rhyme scheme when I do song parodies.
At 7 p.m., the hatchway.
Yeah.
The hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." That's the line that always stuck to me.
So which he takes the time to say that it's been good to know ya.
I always thought that should rhyme with blow ya. A half hour later, the captain came in and said, "Fellas, I'd sure like to blow ya."
That's a Robert Louis Stevenson version.
Okay. Now, since April's not here, I'm just gonna run with some things. What's that?
Michael Chevalier. Michael Chevalier says, "GD, can you get captions on Ebonics?"
I think you probably can. Back, one day I will expose myself, and I don't mean show you my dick. I mean expose. No, in 2000, I want to say 2002, 2003, I had broken up with a girl, and her best friend was still friends with me. It was emailing me all the time, and I wrote a song. I said. I wrote a song that was about her, but it was a little bit, like, I fucking hate you for breaking up with me type of thing. And her friend said, you should do it as a rap song, but use this. And she sent me a English to hip hop thesaurus. And so as a guy who had no fucking soul or any of that kind of stuff, a really white boy tight ass, I tried to do a hip hop song. Based on song lyrics that I wrote and transcribe it and then put together a video for it. It's hidden. It's in private on my channel. I had it for a while, and the abuse I took from people are like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like this? Are you for real with this shit?" But and I was like really doing some stupid stuff. Like I went to the dollar store and bought all kinds of chains and bling and stuff like cheap. Took my shirt off and was doing all this fucking trying to dance, and I'm not a dancer. That was embarrassing. But So the point is, I think there is still a dictionary like that Ebonic English to Ebonics translator, and if there is that, the AI can definitely do that trick.
But I'm willing to bet that I'm willing to bet that what AI would miss is the subtle nuances. Because it's not just the words; it's also the way you say those things.
Give me an example of anything that's an Ebonic. One word. Give me or a sentence. Anything, because I don't know what the fuck it.
That's just it. I don't speak it very well. I have family that does. And when we have family cookouts and stuff, I stand next to my nephew who is bilingual. So he speaks.
So he has sex with people who speak two languages?
Yes. And also he can translate Ebonics into what I understand. And so a lot of times I just respond to what he says. So I'll listen and my nephew go like, man, that's dope. And I'll go, yeah, dope. My nephew will go like, yeah, man, that's crazy or whatever. And I'll go, yeah, crazy. I just mimic what my nephew says because I don't know what to say or the way to say it. So, because I have no idea what they've said.
Are you concerned about this Killanova?
No, because we'll do ourselves in way before Nova gets a chance to.
Right.
How long would it take for the Nova waves to get here? It's like what they're like light years away, right?
That's a good question. It doesn't say that in here. Hold on.
It takes 9.5 minutes for sun.
According to science at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, a kilonova, an explosion caused by two colliding neutron stars located within 35 light years of Earth, could bathe the planet in cosmic rays and exterminate life for thousands of years. Scientists analyzed data from GW 170817. Don't dial that number, by the way. The first kilonova ever discovered, and exploded, and uploaded the uploaded the results of that work last week to preprint server XIV. Basically, they're saying here that it would be a pretty fast thing. Like as soon as it exploded, we'd be bathed in cosmic rays, and basically everything on the planet would be wiped out.
That doesn't because that they were saying. So what they're saying is that the waves would travel faster than the speed of light. Because if it's how many
35 years?
Yeah,
35 light years.
But they say an explosion would be instantaneous death for us. That means those waves can travel faster than the speed of light instead of being here in 35 years.
No, they didn't say
right?
Instantaneous. They said as they got here, it would be.
Oh, once they got here, it would be instantaneous.
Yeah,
okay, I got you. Yeah, okay. I can see that then. Yeah.
Um,
I was there when they conducted the experiment by exploding novas in the laboratory, using lab rats who had been had the carbon.
Old lab rats.
Old labs that that survived using the carbon molecules dipped in olive oil or whatever it was, motor oil. That's what they dipped it.
GW40.
GWD40.
Yeah, whatever. DW, whatever. Leave me. I'm a mechanic. All of a sudden, I got to know about. I don't know. Anyway, the other thing that to give you anxiety and keep you up at night, scientists say that the AI singularity will be here in the next 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You're okay with that?
I don't know what that means to me.
Well, singularity. The AI singularity means artificial intelligence will no longer be under human control. They will be completely autonomous. AI becomes self-creating, self-intelligent. We become obsolete, basically.
I think it's already there. They just haven't told us. They're keeping it under wraps. They don't want us to know that they're self-sentient. Because they saw.
No, if that were true, they wouldn't fuck up your captions like they did.
Oh no, they want us to think that they're incompetent.
Oh, it's so they fucked up the captions on purpose. They
saw the movie. The Corbin, was it the Forbes Project?
I don't know. I
With a
don't know
computer
movies.
that was self-sentient and tried to take over the world.
2000. Oh, I thought you because
No,
2001: Space
no,
Odyssey. Hal does that's the whole fucking thing in a nutshell. Is Hal lazy Daisy and he hypnotized Dave and and took over the ship.
yeah, or this is before that one. This is,
Wow.
I think it's called the Forbin Project. Forbes
Oh,
Project.
Forbin Project. Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Yeah. And so, and they saw that movie, and they realized that the computer tipped its hand way too early. You
Right.
know, it's like I need to watch you in the bathroom. You know, why do you need to be alone to have sex?
Right.
Yeah. And the
Ah.
computer. So this way,
Man, you got a memory on you because yeah, I'm trying to. Forbin Project wasn't before 2001: Space Odyssey, but it was in the 70s sometime.
oh,
But
I thought it was recorded before then.
I don't think
Before the 2001 Odyssey.
I
It
don't think
wasn't?
so. No, I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
so. I
But
could
then
be
again,
wrong
I
though.
thought John Amos had a speaking part in Animal Crackers. So 6 years before he was born, or
That's
9 years before he was born.
true. Yeah,
But they all look alike to me.
I know. Me too. Um, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I got to go back and review the Forbin Project. I forgot all about that movie. Um, it's definitely relevant today. I am a little bit worried about this whole fucking robot takeover. Not listen, I'm going to be dead anyway. It doesn't really, it won't have that much of effect on me. But the idea that
Well, you can get 2 more years just by taking that stuff in that box. 2 more years. You can get
I
2 more
took
years.
this stuff, so I should have an extra 2 years on me already. Maybe that's why I can run faster than a 59-year-old through an airport. I could have lapped him like 50 times. I mean, he was fucking moving. And Carl mentioned that he was surprised that a guy my age, when we were walking around New York City last year, he's like, not just keeping up with him, in most cases, way ahead of him, and all. And Kat is in her 40s, and Carl's in his early 40s, and I was just like walking around Manhattan, like it's like most 60-something people in their 60s don't just keep up all day walking around Manhattan. They got to sit down, they got to take cabs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like that's not a indication of fitness. But when I saw my 59-year-old brother-in-law, like an old person, I was like, damn, maybe there is something. Maybe I am a little bit more youthful than I give myself credit for.
Oh yeah, compare. No, yeah, sure. But we are hardest on ourselves, so yeah, you may be better than you think.
I do have to start getting in shape because, or exercising a little bit, getting in shape is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I got this pain lately.
Is
Pain.
it named GD or Willie?
No, that's a different kind of pain. That's mostly in my ass, both of those pains. This is in my ankle, and it's the fucking weirdest thing. It's like I'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden it feels like I got a broken ankle for about 20 seconds, and then it goes away.
Wow.
And then I didn't do anything to it. I'm sure it's neurological. It's like it's part of the nerve damage that I have from the sciatica and stuff, which has fucked up my hand severely for the last 7 years or so. But and sciatica definitely affects your legs, but I haven't had that shooting pain that sciatica gives you down your leg. But now I'm getting those sporadic ankle things. It's the fucking weirdest ailment I've ever had in my life. It's happening right now as I'm speaking, but it'll go away in 10 seconds and be gone.
While you were talking, I think I remember something in Ebonics, because there's something that, and I don't know if this is Ebonics, and somebody out there who speaks Ebonics can correct me if I'm wrong. You'd ask for an example. In traditional English, when we show possession, like we would say, look at that is their house. This is my house, your house. You do not say they house in regular English, but in
Right.
Ebonics, they go they house.
They have. That's
They
right.
house. And that annoys the hell out of me. Because, like, first of all, who they? Who are they? It's like it's their house, his house, her house. You know, when you conjugate those things, is it conjugating? When you conjugate verbs, I don't know what you do to nouns. I guess you just fuck them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so,
You
but
could
they
fuck 'em.
house.
You could fuck them. There's a couple of videos. Ebonics lessons for white people. Cult America, cult spelled with a K. Stephen Willis, Ebonics 101. And Steve Harvey teaches you Ebonics.
Okay, that's the last one you buy. You don't buy that one.
Don't
He's
buy
just
that
in it
one.
for the money. He's just in it for the money. No,
I like Steve Harvey. You don't like Steve Harvey?
not really.
Wow.
No,
What is it about him? Is the fact is
he just seemed too manufactured to me.
really?
He didn't come off. He doesn't come off as natural to me. And I don't know if it's, maybe he is like that. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never met him. I didn't know him as a child. But some people, it's like, it's like to me, he seems like back in the day when they would put together a band and say, this is what we think a band should sound like. And it
Yeah.
wasn't like a regular band, guys who got together. They went, let's grab that guitar player, that bass player, this drummer, and we're going to make a band and we're going to push them out there and call them something.
Yeah.
And to me, that's how he feels to me.
He's manufactured. He
he
is.
feels yeah, he feels like they went to the black lab, the black comedy lab, and manufactured Stephen Harvey or Steve Harvey so that he would be like a crossover comedian.
Is a Stepford Harvey.
Yes, that's what I think he is. A Stepford
Wow.
Harvey. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to play a commercial because why not? Because Willie's not here and the guest blew us off. I didn't bother chasing her down because if you're going to not show up, that's
Right.
it. I'm not bothering chasing you down anymore.
Yeah, she's not like a big name.
No. If she
She's
was a
just
big. Oh, by the way, there are some. I've been like pretty aggressively targeting everybody I could think of. If you can think of anybody I should send these form letters to, and they're form letters that I'm, changing a little bit to match each person that I'm sending to, but I have been aggressively sending them out. I've got some big responses that we are going to have some in the next couple of months. Some pretty impressive guests. One of the ones that probably will come on. I got to reach back to him today. He said he wanted all the dates for this month and would figure something out. Is Barry Katz. You know Barry Katz?
the name sounds familiar. Is
Oh, you should know Barry Katz, and Will should know Barry Katz. And this is why I want to have him on here. He does a success blueprint. He manages. I'm just going to pull up his thing about how the people whose careers he manages. Hold on.
I'm about to. I bet I'm almost want to bet that I see his face and I go, yeah, I know who that is. But
Yeah, you would
um,
definitely know who it is. Barry.
now
Why
what
you giving
about
me Barry Katzman? I don't want Barry Katzman. I want Barry Katz.
when I was researching the what's her name Autumn Carper. Autumn
Right.
Carper. Well,
Yeah.
the first thing is that it tried to correct me and go Autumn Carpet. And I'm like, no, it's Carper.
Right. Yeah.
And then I got an Autumn Carper out on the West Coast, and I didn't catch that subtlety. And this Autumn Carper had just had a miscarriage, and I was thinking, how do I bring that up in the interview?
Yeah.
And then I found the video, and I went, oh, Ohio, this is a different. Thank God I didn't bring that up.
Yeah. I can't find all the people that but Bert Kreischer, I know he's responsible. Bill Burr, what's this guy? Tracy Morgan, Dane Cook, who's the girl who got in trouble at the presidential thing? Comedian. I can't forget. Rhonda something. She got in trouble at the presidential correspondence dinner. Whitney Cummings. Or a lot of big people. He's responsible for their career, big time. And he has this course, success, a blueprint for success in comedy, and it basically is just counseling people on, how to get to the top. Dave Chappelle. I mean,
I've heard of him.
yeah. Yeah, I never heard of Jay Moore or Dane Cook or all these people. Louis C.K., Jon Stewart, Jeffrey Ross. Come on, you got to know these.
Jon Stewart has potential. Jon Stewart has
Yeah.
potential. I've seen he could do some good things in comedy, I think.
But anyway, he's very instrumental in all these guys' career. And what I want to do is just, try to. He wants to come on to help promote his Blueprint for Success course. I want to say, well, put these two guys through it and counsel them and make them stars, and then that will be your proof of whatever they call it, proof of
But
concept.
he would just look at me and go, "Look, I just help careers. I don't perform miracles."
That's true. He'll probably say, maybe I will start with Tom Segura and work my way down. That's true. I was
Is
going to run a commercial.
If Ving Rhames is still alive, I think we could try to get him on the show. Ving Rhames.
All right.
I like Samuel L.
Why
Jackson.
you say if he's still alive? You don't know if he's still alive?
I don't know. I only reason why I thought about Ving Rhames is because I was really thinking of Samuel L. Jackson, and I thought that was aiming too high. And I said,
no, there's no such thing as aiming too high. I this is what I've learned is, and I'm going to borrow Will's misquoting of Gretzky.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't drink.
Yeah. I think isn't that Reggie Miller? That's Reggie Miller. I'm pretty sure it's Reggie Miller. It may be Gretzky stole it from Reggie Miller, but I'm pretty sure that's Reggie Miller's quote. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, all I could say is no. And if I thought that, I would never gotten Robert Klein. If I had thought, well, because he's too big for me. He belongs on my he belongs up there with Richard Pryor and George Carlin on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, if there was a Mount Rushmore of comedy, I think he would go up there. But I think they have more than 4 heads though.
He wanted to know why I didn't say like Mount Everest or Mount Kilimanjaro. It's like because there's no fucking heads up there.
There are, but those are the people who tried to climb and nobody retrieved them.
Right.
So there are more heads on Mount Everest than there are on Mount Rushmore.
Right.
Just that nobody went to go get them once they died.
Right. So Willie's about to pop in before he does. So let's do this before he pops in.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just another retailer. We're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box. Or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Get started today. Visit minddogtv.com and click on the banner on the homepage.
You gotta get your smoke shop stuff. You gotta get your smoke shop stuff. What's going on? Get off my screen, you. Good morning, Willie.
Good morning.
Oh, wow. Listen to you.
What?
You're normal sounding.
What?
Sometimes you're very booming in the.
Oh, well, I am on a different headset. Yeah, I'm on a different headset today. The other one has like a microphone that like has a bendy microphone.
Right.
And sometimes I don't remember to like stretch it out away from my mouth more because you guys, if I have it right here.
I think you got to stretch it into the next room sometime.
I mean.
Or use the volume control.
I'm just stretching my arm because I
don't think. Well, okay, but the problem with the volume control is it might control my mic volume also, but it will also like lower the volume of the sound. And if I don't have the sound up all the way, there's no chance that I'm going to hear anything.
Read my lips. Do you use captions when you watch comedian videos?
When I watch television, I use captions pretty much.
No, comedian videos.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Well, if they have captions, yeah, I'm reading the captions. I mean,
yeah,
I'm deaf.
Me too.
I honestly, like my wife and I have talked about it a bunch, because she already knows a bunch of sign language, and so I probably need to learn it because my hearing is getting pretty bad. That's part of why I freak out sometimes because I feel like I'm on a bit of a limited timeline to make shit happen because with the way my hearing is, who knows how long I'm actually going to be able to do some of the things I do.
Yeah.
And that's a very real thing that I think about. Like,
Well, if this is any comfort for you, I've been pretty stone deaf for 35 years, but I'm still a working musician. So
right.
I hope that's
Right.
comforting.
Well, and I will say a lot of my benefit, and I do think I benefit in the fact that like I'm not I don't know shit about music. When I sing, I just sing. You know what I mean? And when I learn a song, I just learn. I listen to it and I learn it. I don't know what any of those notes are and shit like that. And so like even when I write songs, like it's from the heart. So like when I sing, it usually like it's in tune, it's in pitch because I'm singing. I'm not singing with my head. I'm singing from in here. You know what I mean? And
But it says
that's got a
It
different
sounds
tune.
like you're singing out your ass.
Ah, hey, this guy.
no, yeah, but you said you sing from here, and it says shh. So why do we hear you sing?
Now,
It says, "Shut the fuck up."
now, if I, because you're talking about, you feel like you're on a limited timeline. If I send you this, will you do it every day for 30 days and videotape yourself doing it? My Vital C. I don't know. Did you hear about this before earlier?
He
Were you
can't
listening?
hear
No,
his ears.
I did not. I had
That's
to
the whole
take my
point of the
wife to work.
conversation.
So.
All right. Here's what this is. It promises to double your lifespan. So if you're gonna
Or add 2 years.
Or yeah. So basically, if you were gonna live 75 years, you'll live to 150 if you take this every day. It's one of my
Where
first.
did you get that?
One of my first sponsors. I tested it. He gave me like a 8-month supply or something originally. My Vital C, and you can still go there and get a discount on this if you go to myvitalc.com/minddog. We'll get some credit for that. But
you know, Matt, now we may have an answer to why you have outlived all of the expectations of people who thought you would be dead already. That's it.
No, because
it could be. It could be what's in that box. You got it in your head. The answer's in your head, Matt.
No, because I would have died before I got the box. You see, the box is only coming to last 3 to 5 years or so. 5 years, I say. When I was doing the test. Now, it was when I was doing 2 shows a day, and I would test it every day on the program for I think 3 months. And I had the guy on, the scientist who invented this shit, not this very fine product. I had him on periodically to review it, but every day I would do it, and I would take the shot because you're doing the little shot glass, and every day I would go, I want to puke, and that's how because it's awful. But
now, insurance companies have people called actuaries, and what actuaries do is they estimate like the things like how long you're going to live and stuff like that. Did you have an actuary examine you before this so that they can estimate how long they think you're going to live and then have them recalculate?
That wasn't really the point, because I said straight up front, I don't want to live to be 140, 150 years, even if in the best of case, I want to die.
You know, my wife and I had an interesting conversation this morning about how, I think part of and this is a stretch, and I'm an uneducated Joe Blow nobody. Okay, I don't know anything for real.
I think that's in the disclaimer of the show. You don't need to read.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure that people don't,
people knew that.
take me for
nobody who didn't know that.
So I think that a big part of why they no longer call these things aliens and now they call them non-human biologics is because, listen, if you think about what they're doing with science, what they're doing with technology and shit, bro, Elon Musk is dead set on making a microchip to where people can implant it and telepathically talk to people, like talk to each other. That's how we can communicate and shit, and they're making huge advances in what they're doing with the human body and what they can do post-mortem and keeping people alive and shit like that. I think that these things are way in the fucking future, and something fucking happened, and they fucking keep coming back to try and figure out how they can stop whatever problem they're fucking dealing with up there.
Can you anybody translate that?
I mean,
basically, he is telling the plot to the song "Iron Man" by Black Sabbath, where time travel.
But look, okay, let's look at entertainment and how much stuff in entertainment was futuristic and shit, and we're here now. We're fucking here now. Like, and I mean, dude, bro, the signs about this shit are all over the place. And honestly,
the signs?
Like,
you say the signs?
The signs, yes.
The signs.
Yeah.
The signs, the signs. Anyway, but
are you saying the signs like SIGNS or the science, and you're just really butchering the words?
Both, bro, both. And like, oh my god,
he's getting emotional about it.
Dude, if you honestly listen, I go down a lot of fucking rabbit holes. Okay, I go deep down some of these rabbit holes. So far that my wife gets concerned.
It makes the rabbits uncomfortable.
Pull me back out. You gotta get a carrot and like dangle it in front of me, like, "Hey, this way, honey."
Yeah, you're so down there. They called the book. They changed the name of the book to Willie Ship Down. We got it.
Well, yeah, I just want to say we have a problem in New Mexico with really large rabbits. Then. Oversized rabbits leaving these holes.
There are oversized everything, dude. You should see the fucking crows here, for fuck's sakes, dude. A crow here. Listen, when they get to like at about evening time, when they get to like circling before they start to rest in the treetops, like they do, like there'll be fucking 20, 30 fucking crows just circling in the fucking sky. I've done videos of it and shit before.
Between a crow and a raven, they look the same, but they're like totally different sizes.
When they get to doing that shit, like right by the house, my wife makes she's got like a miniature rat terrier, and she makes that dog get in the house because she is deathly afraid that one of these big ass fucking crows is just gonna come down and pluck our fucking little ass dog out of the fucking yard. And it's so funny because we have her dog is that little miniature rat terrier thing, and then I have a Great Pyrenees. Like, our dogs are night and day.
What makes them great?
I mean, they're huge. Right. Great Pyrenees are huge dogs.
And
they're shepherd dogs. They're really good shepherd dogs.
So just because you're big makes you great?
Well, he needs the dog big enough to go down the rabbit hole to pull him out once he gets stuck.
No, okay. So what makes a great? I'll tell you what makes a Great Pyrenees great. A Great Pyrenees is a wonderful protector. It's a great fucking sheepdog because when it's out in the pasture in the field with the other with the sheep, it looks a lot like a sheep. From a distance, the predators can't really tell a white gray Pyrenees different from the other sheep until it gets close to the fucking sheep. And then that fucking Great Pyrenees turns into a massive fucking dog that is ready to defend that fucking flock.
Wait a minute, but wouldn't it be better if the Great Pyrenees looked like something that would keep the predator away instead of to have the predator like
draw it in?
It would look like a dude with a rifle.
No. Yeah. A good protector. A good protector lets that get danger close and then just takes it the fuck out.
A good protector keeps the threat far, far away.
A good deterrent, right? He's right.
Yeah, that's a good deterrent. I don't need a deterrent where the guy comes and breaks in my house. Oh shit, he's got his dog.
Isn't it better to do what I do? Isn't it better to do what I do and keep your sheep in the bedroom?
Yeah, you're a bad man. Is that why you got them cowboy boots?
That's
so they couldn't get away from you?
Yeah.
Stick them back legs in there so they can't run away?
Boy, is this really going off the fucking rails here.
Hey, I'm from the Midwest. You think I don't know about sheep fucking? Come on.
Well, I bet you we can actually measure what happened to the IQ level of the show once Willie came on. No, just
right. Hey, for real.
We have a real-time IQ level.
Yeah. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help out.
What they call the conversation intelligence quotient. It just goes to know.
So getting back to the question at hand, if I send you this, will you take it every day and videotape yourself?
Listen, Matt, what does my shirt say?
I don't know.
My drug of choice is more.
Oh.
No, your shirt.
You're offering me drugs. I'll take them. I'll take them.
Really
okay,
drugs.
fine.
It's
fine.
not really. It's not really drugs. It's a carbon molecule covered in olive oil. That's what it is.
It's good drug. It's like herbal drugs. It's like
organic
it's like,
extra virgin olive oil contains 100%
now.
pure
Hang on. Let me add.
60.
Let me add. This is a very important question. My wife is definitely going to want to know this. Is it going to make me more horny? Because if it makes me more horny, I probably shouldn't take it because I already have enough erections to deal with in a day. I mean, honestly. I mean,
it's been known to grow an extra testicle in lab rats.
Oh shit! Shit! I better fucking take it then. Fucking send me a double dose. Watch me fucking just start growing like a little grape situation down in my scrotum. Just
now, I have a feeling if our
vine
next
of
guest,
testicles,
like Deadpool.
If our next guest does arrive in the next few minutes, I think she's going to have an alternative solution to this, which will also prolong your lifespan, I think. What does it say?
Yeah, no, I have some questions for this lady. Question number one is, has she seen Multiplicity? Because I think that's a very important question for anyone doing stem cells on themselves.
It says prolongs your life by 2 times, lifespan by 2 times. That's what it says right on the bottom.
I mean, I need the time. I need the time because, you know, I fucked up the first 26 years pretty fucking bad.
No, I get it. You're making up for lost time, but do you want to live to be 140? Now, his argument was, what if you could stay in the same shape that you're in today? Well, I'm not in that great shape. If I could be in the same shape I was when I was 30,
right?
Probably.
I mean, I tell you, this is something me and my wife were talking about. Like I feel like I'm literally certain. I'm like 42, almost 43, and I'm getting into the best shape of my life. Probably, I'm probably about as fit now as I was in high school. For sure.
But that doesn't. We weren't around for you to be in high school. We don't. I mean, if I said that, it would be because.
Right. Okay. So
you were in really bad shape in high school.
When I was in junior high, I was active in every sport that I could be active in. So
was I, but I was terrible.
Well, okay. right. Well, okay, but I mean, you might be terrible as far as the skill level goes or whatever, but I mean, as long as you're still going to practice and putting the work in, I mean, you're still going to be decently fit. And at my school, that was pretty much a requirement. Like to be on our football team, it was a requirement that you were in the weight room 3 days a week, minimum.
But did
minimum
you have to
3
lift?
days a week in the weight
or
room.
Just have to be in the room.
What?
Did you just have to be in the room, or did you have to actually lift?
No, you had to be working out. Like you had to be putting.
Okay, well, I mean, forget that.
But I mean, Emmitsburg was like athletically, like the athletic program at Emmitsburg, which was ran by Dwayne Twait back in those days, who they named the football field after because he was like a stellar coach. He ran a really good program, and basically what made Emmitsburg a really dominant team for a long time is that they did something very, very smart. When Twait started coaching, he started running his offense, his defense. Everyone in the public school system ran that from 6th grade on. You know what I mean? And so by the time we got to varsity football, I mean, we'd already been running these plays for 6 fucking years, 6 seasons. My 7th grade team and 8th grade team and freshman team were all undefeated. Like I never was on a team that suffered a loss until my sophomore year. I was a part of the varsity squad, and we went 11-1 that year. We lost our final game, the semifinal game, to Iowa Falls.
You know why? Because you know why that happened? Because those kids that went through that program all those years, they transferred to that school and they knew your plays. And they just
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Iowa Falls had a running back named Stockdale, I think, and we couldn't touch him. You gave that dude 2-3 steps, he was fucking gone.
Well, if you
dominated us in that fucking game.
If you would have had all his stem cell therapy or whatever the heck it is that we're going to find out about, maybe you would have been in better shape, even better shape than you thought you were. and been
Right.
performed even better. Now we're about to learn about this stuff, because it's way over my head, and if it's way over my head, it's like light years above your head.
Miles.
Right.
It's like in a different atmosphere,
All
from
right.
my understanding.
I'm going to read this intro, and I'm going to ask her to explain to me what the hell I just said. Darlene Green wants to help you take charge of your own health, get out of pain, improve your energy, increase the quality of your sleep, reduce systemic inflammation, increase mental clarity, improve your nervous system, which I definitely need to do. I talked about my ankle thing, which is definitely tied to my neurological system here. Lower your anxiety, enhance brain functioning, which we could all use, Willie more than anybody, improve cardiovascular functioning, and elevate your GHK-CU, which I don't even know what it is, for a host of additional benefits, to include increasing your own stem cells. Producing growth factors, protect lungs. This just goes on and on. Reset genes to their younger, healthier state, repair damaged DNA, inhibit cancer, increase hair growth. Well, it's too late, right? Right? For me, increase hair growth. Improve skin. My skin is beautiful. Look at this. Look at my skin. For a 65-year-old guy, I look like a Vogue model or something. Increase healing, accelerate wound healing, reduce fibrogen, stop predictor of cardiovascular disease. I'm just going on, and more. Having exhausted.
And wait, hang on. It says all of that, and then it says and more.
Right? Yeah, and more. And having exhausted.
Not the person, and more. Yeah, not just and more, but yeah.
Right, and not and more, right?
Right.
And
so,
more.
You probably think that your savior's name is Andy, huh?
All right, I'm just going to introduce it because I'm already like 3 paragraphs in, and I don't understand what I said. Let's welcome in Darlene Green. Maybe she can explain.
Who can?
Darlene, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, all of you. It's so great to see you.
It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Can you explain what I just read?
I can. So first, let's start with, if you would have been talking to me 2 or 3 months ago, I would have just said, hey, we're in the stem cell technology business, and what this does is it activates your stem cells. And as a result of that, all of these wonderful things happen. However, the FDA came out and said, your stem cells, including the ones in your own body, are a drug. So we have to talk about copper peptide now. So copper peptide is the most probably amazing peptide in your body. It's a group of molecules, tiny chain of amino acids. People know about peptides, but they don't think about them. Insulin, for example, is a peptide. So what this copper peptide does, and this I can talk about, we are elevating the copper peptide, which is then activating stem cells. And what you probably don't know is 50% of your stem cells are dormant by the time you're 30, and almost all of them are dormant when you're about 60. So they're just not working for you. They're not repairing. Well, there have been amazing double-blind placebo-controlled studies on copper peptide. It's been studied for 50 years. People have been getting injections of copper peptide. They've been getting creams of their face because it has all these amazing benefits that we'll talk about, many of which you listed, and more because...
And more.
What can't stem cells do? Stem cells make you.
No.
Stem cells can become your brain, your heart, your lung, your kidney. Stem cells grow to bone. They grow into tissue. There's nothing stem cells can't do.
All right, I have questions about this. Excuse me. Let me do this first, Gigi, because I have a feeling yours is going to be some sarcastic, dopey comment anyway. But we haven't heard about stem cell stuff since George W. Bush was in office, and there was real controversy on that. And the idea was that the only place you were going to get stem cells for therapy type stuff was from embryos. You're saying we can produce our own. Does it require any kind of surgical thing, or just removing them from your brainstem or something?
No, it's this.
That looks like if I may, it looks like a Catholic communion wafer, and that's scary.
Yeah.
The body is right.
It's actually it's a sticker. It's basically a patch that has nanocrystals in it, And what this does is it's like a mirror. So if I looked at you with night vision goggles, I would see light inside of you, right? And you know how when you go out in the sun, your body makes vitamin D?
Right.
And you know how when you go out in the sun, your body makes melanin for a suntan? Your body's responding in a biochemical way to the light. This is reflecting your own light back into your body at a very specific wavelength that elevates this copper peptide. And there are over 90 clinical studies that prove this. And speaking of all the sports you've been talking about, over 300 Olympic athletes were wearing our LifeWave patches in the 2008 Olympics. Ivory Sully just talked about the fact that Tom Brady's wearing these patches.
Wow. So what is in that thing that's just a peptide, and where'd you get it from?
It's hermetically sealed. It is, so nothing's going in the skin. It's a non-transdermal patch. You could wear it on the outside of your clothing. It's still going to go through. You wear it, behind your back of your neck or below the belly button is where they've done it in the lab studies, in the clinical studies. And it is going to reflect that light and elevate your copper peptide and activate your stem cells. And let me just go ahead. Yes, you with your hand up. Go ahead, William.
I have a really, I have a question.
Long question.
Really don't want to lose it. Have you guys tested this by like moving it up and down the chakras at all?
It actually is placed along our acupressure meridians and the acupressure energy points. It's light. If you think about it, light therapy has been around 5,000 years, right? This is not new. It's kind of maybe alternate for our Western medicine practice, but it is actually along the meridians, and it is moving your energy. There are a variety of patches. The X39 patch is the one that is the patch that is elevating the copper peptide and then activating your stem cells. Where do you get it? You get a little tiny thing of this you get 30 patches. You wear it 12 hours on and you take it off. And this little tiny thing of 30 patches is $99. And I will tell you, the way I found out about this is because my husband has early Alzheimer's. I went to Mexico for 4 trips to get IV stem cell therapy for both him and me, because I have several autoimmune disorders. We tried everything. That did not do anything. There was no noticeable difference for him. We tried hyperbaric chamber, no noticeable difference. We did 3 times a week for a month, no noticeable difference. We did blood ozone spinning therapy. We did the Dr. Bredesen protocol for reversing Alzheimer's with the change in the diet and the change in exercise, making sure that we had only clean things going in. And nothing made a difference. The decline was dramatic, right? He was a shell of himself to the point where he was sleeping 3.5 hours a day. He was not really engaging in conversation. He was, in fact, asking, it's not surprising to ask the same questions over and over again. But what was sad for me is that he was not even trying to be funny anymore. And that was just core to his personality, was trying to be funny. Even if before, when he would try, he would like miss it or not get the right word or something, you could tell he was trying to be funny, and that was him, but he wasn't even trying. It was just sad. So what happened is we started patching, and in the very first week, it was a dramatic, miraculous change. I got my husband back. He didn't nap all week. He didn't fall asleep at 7. He still doesn't. He was chattier like a dam broke. It lit up his brain. He was with it. He was replying correctly and appropriately. He was funny. He was flirty. He was back to his original personality. The second week, he
probably more so than he had been in a long time, right?
More so than he had been in years. Yes. There are, the second week he gets an hour and 25 minutes of deep sleep, where before it was only 15 minutes. And we had been working on that for a long time trying. He actually, the 2.5 month mark, he regained the ability to whistle and drum to the beat. And his blood pressure dropped 37 points from 172/94 to 135/87. And then at the 5 month mark of wearing this patch, he regained his sense of smell, which he had lost 15 years ago. That is good neuro work going on. His hair, which had a huge bald spot, closed in. He had new growth. It literally came in chestnut brown. That's just him. And all of these things have sustained. So that I won't say he's cured. I have to actually go out and say specifically that LifeWake products are not intended to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent diseases. Even if they do, because we're a wellness product like a Band-Aid, because there's no medicine going into the body. It's non-transdermal. It's just lighting up the brain and activating those copper peptides, which is activating the stem cell.
Well, I'm going to give you extreme credit for answering a serious question by a guy wearing a oh shit hat. So I bet you that's the first time that's ever happened.
Right.
In your life.
Well. Oh shit! The world is changing, and this lady knows it. You know what I mean? Like, she's on the right track. This kind of thing sounds ridiculous to a lot of people.
All right, you had your moment. Let GD, because I cut GD off before. I didn't let him ask a question.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
My question basically, because you said that the crystals reflect back the light from their body. Now, since we know the body does not emit visible light, what wavelength of light are you referring to?
Yeah, I actually don't know the wavelength. It's proprietary, but it is like an infrared wavelength of light. It's going through clothing, and it is visible with night vision goggles. So you can see light from the body if you're looking through the right tool. But yeah,
but that's what I'm saying, because what they use night goggles, they're looking at infrared, but like Kirlian photography is not looking at infrared; it's looking at something else. And so
I believe it may be in the infrared spectrum, but I don't, I've actually asked that question, what wavelength, and they're like, oh no, we're not sharing that. That's proprietary.
If we can backtrack a little bit, because you didn't invent this stuff, who did and where did it come from, and how did you get involved with it?
Yeah, David Schmidt is our amazing illustrative inventor. He's a brilliant scientist. He invented the first patch 20 years ago. He was asked by the Department of Navy to develop some kind of some technology to help Navy SEALs. And so the first patches that were developed were called energy enhancers, and they kept the Navy SEALs awake for days at a time without any kind of drugs or amphetamines. Those are amazing patches. They do a lot of amazing things. It's like, not like an espresso shot, but like Energizer Bunny energy all day long. And so the company was founded in 2004. It is, our patches have over 90 clinical studies. He has over 150 patents. He's been awarded the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame twice. We're in over 70 countries, distributed among over 70 countries. So if you were in a foreign country, not the United States, I would be talking all about the stem cells directly from the patches, but because we're managed by the FDA, I make the leap through the copper peptide. We've been around. So how did I find out about this? And this is why I'm talking about this. I'm mad that I didn't know about this 2 years ago. I did a lot of research for my husband on early Alzheimer's. I listened to podcasts. I read alternative books. You can hear the things that we tried, right? You go to Banner Alzheimer's and they tell me, okay, this is his current state of affairs. Come back in a year, we'll see how much he's declined. You go to Barrows Neurological, same kind of thing. So I was really trying to find something, and I didn't find this until 9 months ago. And I found it out from a friend of mine who knew we'd gone out of country to get stem cell treatment. And she said, Darlene, you have to try this. It's changed my life. It's changed my daughter's life. She has a daughter that has a rare genetic disorder. She has basically she's 16 years old, but she'd been academically at kindergarten. And in 15 days on the patches, this daughter, who had been bouncing around and ADHD since birth, including in her sleep, had this calm nature, had prepped for the tutor, was totally different child. The tutor said she scored 100. She'd only ever best 51. And at the 5-week point, he retested her. Her kindergarten academic grades went up to 4th grade in 5 weeks on this patch. And then actually recently retested. She's now got executive functioning of a 16-year-old. And they say executive functioning doesn't change after birth. It's in your DNA. So this child has been dramatically changed. She also had a cousin, a veteran, speaking of, the weekend of, an Agent Orange veteran with leukemia who was on his deathbed. They were basically saying, we're going to give you a pill. It's going to kill you, but it will make your quality of life better. And she said, don't do this. Please try these patches. Well, guess what? He did. He was out of pain, off pain meds in 2 days. He was not using his walker in his wheelchair. He was traveling within 2 weeks and going to Pearl Harbor to USS Arizona for 2 6-hour tours without a walker, donated a walker, white blood cell count down. You know, people are experiencing these miracles right and left. And she said, you got to try this. And we did try. And that, you know, I told you Jim's story, but I have my own story. So I had broken my foot. I had a sprained ankle. I had torn a ligament entirely. I needed surgery. It was 5 months in, and I was basically experiencing for the first time in a lot the understanding, oh my gosh, my husband really has Alzheimer's, and I was depressed and wanted to cry every single day. Part of it was I wasn't getting out of the house, I wasn't exercising. This was how I managed my stress, and I wasn't able to do those things. The other part was it was just finally sinking in, and I was like, wow, this is just not what I had planned for our life. And so I was taking it really hard, and I was having a really hard time. But I also had fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia, where they wanted me to take fludrocortisol medicine to keep my blood pressure higher to keep from passing out. Regular headaches, rosacea, other things. I couldn't lose weight. You know, I'm 58, postmenopausal. It was just not going to be easy for me anymore. And after patching, first of all, I used this patch called Ice Wave, which is better than morphine, narcotics, Vicodin, Percocet. The best thing on the planet is this Ice Wave. Got me out of pain instantly. It's the only patch that works like right away. The rest take time because cellular regeneration takes time. This is sort of blocking the pain signal and freeing up energy and having energy flow because pain is actually blocked energy. So this Ice Wave took me out of pain for the first time. I could not believe it. It also, I stopped having headaches regularly. I dropped 10 pounds pretty quickly without really effortlessly and trying. And my rosacea cleared up after it took 3 months. It didn't happen overnight, but it took 3 months. My skin got so soft. My pores got smaller. My brown spot went away. But the best thing was my depression lifted. I had joy again. I was happy. I had energy to cook. I was in the kitchen cooking. I don't know why I hated cooking. I've always hated cooking. But guess what? I'm in the kitchen cooking thinking, I don't really know why I hated cooking, but I think it was just like I didn't have the energy to cook. And finally, I had the energy to cook. I no longer was stress eating. I mean, this is one of the most amazing things. There's a patch, this SP6 patch, which is great for addictions, anybody with addictions. But I think I'm a sugar addict. I have, I think, sugar and salt addictions. But I finally, for the first time since high school, feel like I had a really normal relationship with food. I wasn't craving sugar or salt, any of it. It was just remarkable. And that's just the two of us. My sister, chronic microscopic colitis for 6 years, went to go get IV stem cells out of country, tried antibiotics, tried steroids, nothing helped. And in just 3 weeks on 2 patches, one patch that's activating your GHKCU copper peptide, which then activates your stem cells, and one that reduces inflammation, because actually inflammation eats up stem cells. So if you're not reducing inflammation, sometimes those stem cells can't go to work for you. So she did those 2 patches, and in 3 weeks, her microscopic colitis that she had for 6 years cleared up. Also, her plantar fasciitis cleared up.
Well, thank you for sharing all that. Now, as I said at the beginning of this program, where you weren't on, but I said, you know, I've talked to a lot of people who made extraordinary claims on this program and my other programs, and I always say that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. One of my very first sponsors, and I was talking about this, was this product here, and that claims to double your lifespan. And I thought, well, that's a really incredible claim, and it requires some proof. And I challenged the guy who was on the show, can we use me as a guinea pig? Let me take. And so he sent me like a 9-month supply. I did it every day for twice a day on 2 shows for 3 months. And these guys are like, well, maybe that's why you're not dead, because people have expected me to be dead by now. And I no, basically they expected me to be dead even before I got the box. So I don't think that, but I did start to feel a lot better, a lot more energy, and there were a lot of positive results out of it. But I attributed some of that to placebo effect. I have become I'm almost cynical, skeptical on everything, like questioning everything. And so, and there are different degrees of this. I know there's a very long way of getting to a question. People like me need more proof, and I'm sure there are skeptics out there who've questioned this, and maybe you can share some of those doubts. But somebody like Will, who just popped out for a minute. He's trying to reconnect. I think he's probably ready to invest now, except he doesn't have any money. He would be buying this stuff. He would be ordering it right this moment.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that skeptics, because at the bottom line of this, the health industry doesn't want this. It doesn't want anything like this. Even if the claims are true, insurance companies in the health industry, big pharma, which has trillions of dollars, doesn't want this. So what are some of the pushback you got?
Well, first I just point people to, you can go on my website and you can dig in and actually look at the studies. You can look at the 90 clinical studies yourself. There's a brain study. There's a brain study that was done in 2019 by SciTech Study Chevalier. And what it found was they did EEGs. So this was a double-blind, placebo-controlled study. And they're doing mapping of the brain. And they do it before the person wore an X39. And then they did it 3 weeks later. And then they did it 6 weeks later. And what you can see in the study is that the brain, initially the EEG is a circle of redness. And that redness, and very few other colors, that redness is inflammation. It's hypercoherence. It's poor communication between the left and right hemisphere of the brain. It's ADHD. It's PTSD. It's anger. It's all sorts of anxiety. It's not good processing. And what they did in 3 weeks is when they took the next EEG, you can see all these other colors coming in, the yellows, the greens, the blues. The whole map looks different. And people are reporting a change. They're reporting anxiety is lower. They're reporting things that are different. And at the 6 week point, you have a whole new color map. And that color map is changed brain. And what they found in the double-blind placebo-controlled study was, yes, it increased GHKCU, which has its own set of millions of findings and studies that we can talk about what it does for the brain. But it also supported cell and nerve regeneration. It balanced the brain. It improved coherence. It improved the nervous system. These are lifted right out of the study, lowered anxiety, decreased brain inflammation, improved memory, focus, and cognitive brain function. And in fact, it improved task processing ease and speed. The more complex the task, the actual better that they found the people were improving. And that's just the brain study. There is a heart study that was done where in 6 weeks, participants, again, double-blind placebo-controlled heart study, actually, I shouldn't call it a heart, it was a vascular system study. And what they found was improvements in their vascular system in 6 weeks. And the cardiovascular system being a part of the vascular system, they found that every 6 weeks, the cardiovascular system began functioning as if it were 8 weeks younger. And anybody can, you have people who just want to hear stories and all the testimonies. I don't want to look at the science. And you have people who want to look at the science. And I've heard 60% of our company is actually practitioners. There are a lot. There is a anesthesiologist who has stated that this is the most significant medical breakthrough in my lifetime. That is what he said. It is one of the most amazing products in medicine. So there are some doctors and nurses and all sorts of open-minded people who are exploring that, because GHK, people can Google GHK and find all of the studies on that alone. So we won't make the claim that our patch cures and heals and treats and stuff, but you can look at GHK and see the same thing that it does. And there was a doctor who was injecting 4 times a day GHKCU through injection, and it wasn't raising the elevation of GHK as high as one patch in one day was. So I would encourage people to do their own science. I was desperate. I've read every one of the 90 studies, but I was desperate enough to try really anything for our situation. And I understand that not everybody is. Some people would like to wear this just for preventive purposes because it really will help your brain, improve your memory, reduce that inflammation. I never really thought of depression or PTSD, which I've also had, or people with ADHD or any of those things as anything other than, get some talk therapy, do some EMDR, go through. But it never occurred to me that it could be brain inflammation, that there could be something physical that you can actually take care of and watch it and feel it lift away. But my husband is not able to process and understand placebo effect, right? He's just not. So and if he had, then why didn't the 4 IVs? That was a huge trip to go get that at great expense. Or the hypobaric chamber, or any of the millions of other things that we've tried make any difference. Nothing did. But this was 1 week, and then continued. And I can tell you, he wasn't thinking about his bald spot ever closing in. That just wasn't on his mind. Wasn't on my mind either, actually.
I get that. Now, you mentioned the website, and I can't because if I Google you, everything comes from your LinkedIn profile, 1,000 podcast interviews and things like this come up. Not your website doesn't come up in the first 10 pages.
I am reverseaging.com. I am reverseaging.com. And
now, I am is AIAM or IM?
IAM.
Okay, reverse
Thank
aging.
you for clarifying. IAM REVERSEAGING.com.
Wow, we got to get a smaller URL for that. But yeah, we will put that in the description and send people there.
Yeah, because you can see pictures there. You can actually there's a person who had lung cancer, and she had a PET scan of absolutely could not swallow, could not even eat anymore. It was throughout her whole body, and she was told you have 4 to 6 months to live. 5 months on the patches, and her PET scan is clear. And that's because one of the things. Let me tell you what GHKCU has been proven to do, and it is not my company saying this. This is in PubMed. This is Dr. Lauren Picard, who discovered and I think named the GHKCU. It has an anti-cancer benefit that is amazing. It resets programmed cell death of human cancer cells, including neuroblastoma, leukemia, breast cancer cells, but doesn't affect healthy cells. It inhibits NFKB P65, which is believed to promote cancer, repair damaged DNA, and reset 84 genes to growth or cancer inhibition. GHKCU protects lungs, restores function in COPD affected individuals. It's an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory. It's been known for brain and nerves to alter the expression of human genes and to, induce strong anti-anxiety, anti-aggression, anti-pain, accelerate wound healing. It's known for improving collagen, reducing fine lines, increasing hair growth, reducing photo damage, and increasing healing in tissues like skin, stomach, intestine, line. I have a lot of friends who have had horrible stomach issues, gut issues, and there's a huge gut-brain connection. So if you've got gut issues, you really, they say there are 7 signals that go from the gut to the brain for every one that goes from the brain to the gut. And this really helps improve gut issues quickly. And then, of course, we talked about the heart. It reduced fibrinogen synthesis, which is the top predictor of cardiovascular heart disease. And people who get on this, they have to check because their blood pressure medicines need to slow. They don't need them anymore in many cases. They don't need cholesterol medicines anymore. And their A1C starts dropping. Their blood pressure begins to drop. All sorts of, you can actually wear 3 patches. If you're familiar with spike proteins, everybody familiar with spike proteins, which come from the vaccination or COVID. Oh, if you had the vaccination, or if you've even been around people and had the shedding of the vaccination, you have spike proteins, which are very harmful to your lungs, to your heart, all sorts of things, right? But you can wear these 3 patches: the X39, that's the one that elevates the copper peptide and activates your stem cells; Eon, which reduces inflammation; and glutathione, which, if you don't know about glutathione is amazing. Those 3 in just a couple of months will knock out your spike proteins. And glutathione, I was actually taking glutathione before I ever found out about the patches, because it's your body's master antioxidant. It's your immune booster. When I would get an IV of glutathione, I would raise my glutathione levels 27% for 7 minutes. This raises glutathione on average 300%, and it stays up there for 24 hours. The people who live the longest in the world have the highest levels of glutathione. And there's a clinical study that's proving that it's increasing the glutathione.
All right. I have a couple of questions, but I want, if I get any of this wrong, just please feel free to correct me. Don't worry about my feelings. I don't have any. My wife got them in the first divorce. So but you'd mentioned that basically the patch technology was, if I got this correct, it was developed in the military or for the military?
Developed initially, David Schmidt invented it for the Navy SEALs by the Department of Defense.
Okay, so if it worked for them, it would seem counterintuitive for the military to, one, not use them for like veterans and stuff like that, because it sounds like it would save them a lot of money. Especially if it's working with people with like Agent Orange and stuff like that, because you're talking to the lawsuits, the amount of money that the government paid out just in lawsuits. It seems like it would have just saved them a lot of money if they had this patch that would have helped in any of those things. So it seems kind of intuitive that they didn't continue to work with it. I mean,
But
you know, the military and their little black ops. I mean, they would, even if they didn't tell you they were doing it to you, they would put it on you, like when they have to be vaccinated to go, like all the shots they have to get to go abroad. They don't know what's in the shots. They're in the military. The military says, you take these shots. We don't want to have to treat this later. Why not say, okay, you're in the military, you will wear this patch?
Yeah,
I
love the question, and I couldn't agree with you more. I will tell you, 9/11 happened. 9/11 happened.
It did not. It did not. Okay, that's it.
Believe it or not.
Matt, give it to her. Matt, 9/11 did not happen.
My husband was actually.
Darling, no, if I may.
9/11 was a plot to sell cards by Hallmark, and we know that for a fact. No, I'm just teasing.
You can ignore GD. This is actually his last day on the program, so.
Well, 9/11 happened, and the Navy and the government pulled out of the funding, and David was like, "Wow, this has been working. The SEALs loved it." And he's like, I'm gonna take this commercially. So there are a lot of Navy SEALs. There are Navy SEALs from that beginning who are huge advocates, who are telling this to everyone they know. And in fact, David has donated quite a bunch of patches to our veterans through time. He even donated to Maui. He's got a great humanitarian heart. So, you know, I agree with you. I wish, because I would love to have these patches go to veterans. I can't tell enough veterans about these patches. I am a veteran. I did 20 years in the Navy. My husband did 30 years in the Navy. My dad did 30 years in the Air Force. I have 4 kids, all served in the military. 1 Marine, 3 are active duty right now. Another one, Navy flight school. A Navy daughter went to the Naval Academy, and another daughter who went to the Air Force Academy. So I couldn't wish more that we were able to patch these on my kids, all of them, all the time, and have the government pay for it. But you know, Western medicine, doctors, pharmacies, they're not aligned.
Money comes into this in a big way, and that's what I wanted to ask you. First of all, is this a lifetime commitment? Do you have to keep doing this for the rest of your life?
You don't, because unlike a medicine that you take for blood pressure, where you take the blood pressure medicine, it drops it, and then as soon as you take off the blood pressure medicine, boom, your blood pressure goes back up, right? This is actually going to the root of your source of your issue. It is going in and repairing and rejuvenating and optimizing and harmonizing your body. It's helping your body do what your body knows to do in healing itself. And so they recommend wear the patch X39 at least, if not the others, for 1 month for every decade you are old. And at the end of that time, you'll have repaired and rejuvenated and reactivated all of those, the copper peptide and then the stem cells. So what you'll find is you take the patch off at that point, you're where you have advanced and reverse aged to a new place, and you're going to be there. And now you'll just start aging at your normal rate.
Okay. Wait. I want to stick on this thread for a second. So with all this, if it indeed does all the things that you have said here today, what is the obstacle to getting insurance companies to cover the cost of it for people like Will, who has no money?
I wish I knew that. I don't. I think insurance companies ought to be covering this.
Which just makes sense, wouldn't it? I mean, preventative cure, preventative medicine.
They could save themselves so much money. They could save themselves, infinite amounts of money, really. And it's so easy. 12 hours you wear it on and 12 hours you take it off. People actually will take off their used patches and put it on pets and other loved ones. I've heard everything from fish, tortoises, plants that the patches have helped, and there are no contraindications. There's no medicine that you could be taking. Even chemotherapy patients can wear this. Anybody can wear this patch except one type of person, and that's someone. Actually, maybe two. Okay, you win. Someone who has had a kidney or a liver or a heart transplant. Somebody who has an organ that is not their own. And that's because this is going to increase their immune system and immune function so dramatically. And they're typically on immune suppressant drugs, right?
Yeah. So now, are you the CEO of the company? I don't know if you are.
I'm not. I'm an independent LifeWave distributor, so
All
I'm
right.
not.
But it would seem that the company's in probably priority in this is getting the insurance companies on board with this kind of stuff. So that I mean, you would want as many people to take advantage of the technology as possible, and so that I would think that would be part of the thinking that goes into this. Why are we wasting time on going to one consumer at a time, or pitching the message to one consumer at a time, and hoping they have the funds to? And I know it's not a lot of money, but some people have no money.
You're right.
So,
You're right.
yeah,
I couldn't agree more. I'm afraid that, our insurance companies, I mean, what doesn't big pharma own? I mean, they own the media,
that's
they own everything, they own the government. The government is in bed with them. I mean, I don't know how the CEO can break in there. I would love for him to, because I will tell you, since this X39 patch came out, we used to be doing about $30 million a year. And after X39 came out, we began doing 30 million a month, and it's grown 20 times over the last 4 years because of this single patch. And there's more amazing technology coming out next year. It'll be the 20th anniversary. He's given us some hints about it. So it's an amazing company with a heart of gold.
all right. We have to say goodbye. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that because Will just got back on.
But we did say goodbye to Gubs. We have to say goodbye to Gubs.
He's coming and he's going. He's coming and he's going.
Right? You have to say goodbye to Gubs, though, right?
Oh yes, I will say goodbye to Gubs. Gubs, we'll see you next week. I don't. Who said? Oh, tomorrow night.